It's been 8 long years, but Denmark are back at the World Cup finals. Time for celebrations again in Copenhagen. Denmark were on their way to South Africa.
It was a team effort this time. Denmark has also had a bit of luck in the qualification, we have to say that. We have used a lot of players, many injuries, but nevertheless, after 8 years, it was about time.
World Cup qualifying saw Denmark go head-to-head with neighbours Sweden. These games followed a remarkable Euro 2008 qualifier in Copenhagen.
It was the strangest night I've ever seen and the strangest match I've ever seen. The Swedes went up 3-0 in the first half, making 3 goals out of nowhere. Then the Danes got a goal before half-time, and then in the second half the Danish team just went wild.
Daniel Agger began the Danish revival. John Dahl Thomason scored a second. And then Leon Andresen completed a remarkable comeback. But the drama had only just begun.
But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a Swedish player falls down in the penalty box. And it turns out that the Danish player Christian Poulsen has hit him.
It was a crazy night for us, and also for me personally. I got the red card, and yeah, it was a crazy match.
So the referee calls a penalty, and some guy in the stand, and he's very drunk and it gets too much for him. So he climbs over and runs into the pitch and wants to attack the referee. And 2 Danish players get in between and get him stopped.
Yeah, the game was banned, and then we lost the game 0-3 for a decision from UEFA. That was a terrible game. It was something special, but it was terrible the way it ended.
Denmark loses the game 3-0 on that. So it was a mad night in Denmark.
So Denmark arrived at the Rosunda Stadium in Stockholm with an opportunity. Could they overcome their rivals, who'd beaten them so controversially 2 years earlier? A good performance would also lay to rest the painful memories of that night in the Parken Stadium.
We always want to beat Sweden, and especially after the last time we met them in Denmark, where there was this big scandal.
So once again, a Scandinavian derby in the qualifiers. Sweden against Denmark at the Rosunda. Things looked to be going Sweden's way when Simon Kjær fouled Olaf Melberg inside the penalty area. A great chance for Sweden to take the lead. But Thomas Sorensen was equal to Kim Källström's penalty. Inspired, the Danes pushed on, and a few minutes later, Thomas Kallenberg capitalised on a mistake in the Swedish defence. Kallenberg with the goal, 1-0 to Denmark. But the Danish keeper was the hero of the day.
Thomas Sorensen saved the penalty and possibly played one of his best games. I think our goalkeepers has basically saved us.
Important win because it was against Sweden, but also in the group it gave us some breathing space. It came at a good time. Any away win against the top 2, top 3 sides is crucial.
The decisive qualifier would be the return match against rival Sweden in Copenhagen. Victory for Denmark would guarantee their qualification for South Africa. Sweden needed to keep their hopes alive with a victory. It was party time in Copenhagen. The Scandinavian derby had arrived once again.
Tonight we're friends. Yeah.
There is obviously that rivalry and that mutual respect and you know, it's all about honour really.
With pride and World Cup qualification riding on the result, it was a tense affair. There were few chances for either team. Then, 12 minutes from time, Jakob Poulsen struck for the Danes. 1-0 the final score, and Denmark were going to South Africa. They finished 2 points ahead of group favourites Portugal and recorded victories home and away against Sweden.
We have a lot of players who's been in and around the team and they've all come in with good attitude and done really well. So I think it looks bright.
Coming the summer 2010, I think we will be a stronger side. I think we know we're a smaller nation and we can't have a squad like England or Brazil or France, but on the day we know that we can beat anyone and that will be our incentive to do well at the World Cup.
Denmark start their World Cup against Holland at Soccer City on June the 14th, and then they meet Cameroon and Japan.